Welcome back to Drew Big City, everyone, and I'm sorry for the long break that we took of 3 weeks, but I'm happy to announce we did lots of changes in the last few days here. So the city has changed quite differently, and I will show you what all we did. So starting at the clone base, you might think not too much has changed. A little bit has changed. The hall base itself got moved 2 base plates to the left, so to the big plate. I left the mountain there because I tried to figure out a way to spin that one around so I can have the back facing me again, since for those who don't know, the whole mountain is open in the back and there's a full interior of clone base in there. But I was not able to find a good solution how to integrate it into the city without looking pretty bad or not adding up, or maybe some sides are exposed that I didn't like to see like on a regular base. But that stayed, and the wall here stayed as well. And over here I'm planning on making some parking spots for modular vehicles like the tanks and the speeders. I got another tank that I'm gonna put over here by the fence, and the LAAT is going to stand now in the back corner here, since it's been always in the middle, but this way I was able to make space for the ATTE with the 212 that we have here with Obi-Wan and his troopers, so they're also a little bit in the spotlight. And with having the LAAT gunship by the hangar, also I thought it made a lot of sense just to keep it all together in case they need maintenance. And I mean, we got the air control tower up there as well. And this way we also have, you can see, we have 3 open base plates, because throughout the whole change of the city layout, I was able to gain 6 base plates, I believe. So we got 3 extra base plates here, and then some over there in the corner. But with our new space and with the upcoming battle packs, we can get a lot more troops and we can display them all along here with extra vehicles in case LEGO comes out with some more this year that we don't know yet. And then, as you can see, I changed the mountain over here. There's the barracks. This way we have an open back here again. It's hard to see, there's nothing in there yet, but I'm going to plan on putting some lights in there and put some interior in it. Like maybe put like a research facility or something, or maybe we can put the barracks in there. Who knows? But the reason I moved it over by 2 base plates, as you can see, is little Tatooine. I pushed little Tatooine over here just to make more space over there in the city part. And since it's always been pretty secluded by itself, I separated by the security fence and then brought over the Urukai and the tower here with the lighthouse and my version of Mordor. Just small, but I don't have much Lord of the Rings. Not too much has changed over here other than that everything moved over. I had to flip a few pieces around, like the buildings. I pushed this one back into the corner here for the, not Ewoks, for the Jawas. There we go. And then I left the market open. So this whole little Tatooine is this little own city, but also still part of the whole city. It's more my little slum area. And the reason why I wanted to put it over here, for right now, we just have some water and some beach here. But I thought of maybe I can build a little harbor here. It's not going to be very big, but it's going to be somewhat of a harbor because all we have right now is just that little pier over there. And I want to change that up a little bit. If you like the progress so far in my city, don't forget to like and subscribe. It will help me out a lot. Coming over here onto the left side of the clone base, by the gate area, I moved this over all over again as well. Starting in the back here, where we had our spice mine, I left this here. I integrated a little bit into starting making a walkway to connect it better to the city, so all the spice and the kyber crystals can be moved out of the city. And I extended the water. It is a lot wider now, so that I can build a full dam again, as you can see here. I used to have a dam in my city, and then the last one that we have was pretty sad to look at. It was just a tiny wall of 6 studs wide, I believe. So now that we have a proper wall there again with the 42nd Kashyyyk troopers, they're guarding the dam. I extended the whole water, as I said. And then I was able to add some more animals and plants like the otters and some fish in the water. Then, as always, Checkpoint Charlie stayed the same. Over Black Friday I added a couple more troops to it, like some of the custom-made soldiers. And then, as you see, we have a whole lot more space here, since that treehouse moved over to that corner over there. The whole thought of it behind it is I wanted to have more of a green area, but more pushed to the back, so the city itself is not too far distanced from the clone base, to have it all a little bit better integrated, and then only pretty much separated by the little river here. The Mandalorian blacksmith, of course, stayed. I just love the concept, and it's just fitting up together so amazingly that I could not change anything up with that. I just personally love it so much. As I mentioned, I moved over the treehouse and the A-frame over here. So this is going to become its own little national space, and I'm planning on getting some more Ewoks, so we can make a little Ewok village in there. And then coming over here, we got the birch books over here now with the Lego store and the Mandalorian Ambassador. And this is also city-wise the only part that stayed the same. Is just this corner here, other than that it moved over a little bit. That's because this is my favorite building. It's my first mock that I did, and I always loved the way how it came out. So being able to integrate that, of course, into the first view, the first look when you come into the room, you come in here and you see it, which I just love to see. I extended all the bake trials throughout my city as much as I was able to do. And as you see, we got a construction zone. Construction zone is just a place filler right now until I will get my museum, the new modular building, so I can put it right here next to Assembly Square. And have my 2 big block buildings, since both buildings are 1.5 base plates. So instead of having 3 there or 1.5, I decided I'm gonna put all 3 base plates together, which accumulates for the museum and the Assembly Square. And then the biggest changes that I did is this whole back corner now. I still of course have my diner up front. That's because it was my first modular. I always love looking at it. It's one of my favorite that ever came out. But as you can see, we got the rebels here. And right next to it with the police station and all the prisoners that Cat Bane has made lately, like Jar Jar and the Stormtrooper, and just all the other ones that are carbonated. Right next to it, for now, because I'm planning on building a park, I'm gonna have my biosphere there, with all the plates on the Mills plate system. That's because it's so flowerful, it's so bright, it lights up the whole city. And then as you can see, this whole back corner is pretty empty, because that's where all the new spaces come from that I gained from my changes by reducing some of the streets. So in the future we can add more modulars back there, or move some from the front to the back and then put new modulars up front. So I have to build a few more streets there and another modular for over there. But the plan is I'm gonna remove this part here and add a street going around the whole building sector and going on the back side, which is from the left side looking at it. we have the bank, the brick bank, and our little Chinese restaurant right in the middle there. Added a tree there also to bring a pop of color so it's not so much gray from the streets and the sidewalks. And then I decided I'm gonna put or make like a party downtown district, like have the Palace Cinema in the back corner there, have the jazz club here, and then also brought in my Daily Bugle, which is now standing in the back here. And where you can see the green base plate, that is where I'm planning on putting the Avengers Tower. So I left already those two modular buildings open, like the tower, and up front here for the museum. So I don't even have to worry about, once I get them, where I'm gonna put them, how I'm gonna be integrating them in the city. I pre-planned that already into the city. And then this way I can have my Marvels corner in the back. All the Marvels are together, staying together. But as you can see, I will also need to add more streets. But I'm very happy with that new layout that I made here, because this way we can bring out more content in the future again by either building new modulars, building mocks, and integrating a whole lot new stuff into the city, since the old layout of my city was packed. I had like one base plate left, and my clone base I was barely able to bring anything new under. But as you can see with those changes, which took me 2 days, by removing everything, putting everything back together, and then of course having to switch out all the pieces. It's not like I can just take one part off and put it over, because my streets, they're lined with certain buildings, like for example having the police station with my carbonated figures there, and then since it has a bike lane, so I only can put bike lanes together, and if I don't have them working I need to change those out. And then the same also with the whole nature area. It takes so much time to bring all the nature together, fitting them together, making that they interlock better, and just adding up to one nice beautiful picture rather than everything is just a square next to a square. But then also being able to integrate the dam again, building this, having more water, which I think brings a lot of color, a lot of light into the city. Because even though we mushed everything together over here on the left side, we gained so much space, but it looks still so open that we have so much space in between, and it brings so much light into the city. But also just being able to, let's say, stand here and to see all the details throughout the city, which in the last city worked very well in this part of the table, but like my whole back area, you never could see anything. And that's also on this side of the view. When we come over here, we can just look down the streets. We have a very nice gridlock system, but it's not also just blocky. We have it very open, and I can go from any side of my city and the view, and we can see everything. All the small details that I brought in, because it's very important to bring small details, like having the carbonated figures, having maybe a little doggy that poops against the light, or just small Marvel scenes up there, for example with Loki and Sylvia coming through, having my troopers here, or just seeing Palpatine and Mace Windu fighting through the windows. Which is very nice that I'm able to see all the details that I've brought into the city over the last few years. So, and I hope that you all like it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And stay tuned for more upcoming videos. Especially in the next video, I'm going to start working more on the clone base again. You have a good one.